You're muted.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Puck Podcast watch party.
Oh,
I'm
how
Eddie
long could I
Garcia.
have let that go?
Yeah, you could have done. You did a bad job with that. That's not a good job by you. I actually am glad you did not do that. But hey, everybody, hello, happy Saturday. Eddie Garcia, Doug Stolhand here for another Puck Podcast watch party as the Detroit Red Wings are getting ready to take on the Tampa Bay Lightning in a important matchup for both teams. They're trying to hold their position for wild card spots or get back into a wild card position.
Which team's horn should I have my light set to, Eddie? Which team are you going with? I let you pick.
I'll pick Detroit.
All right, then.
So I have mine as well. I actually remembered it. Let's see. What number is Detroit? 24, it says here. Why that is, I don't know. It's not alphabetical order. It says it is, but it isn't.
It is
Anyway.
alphabetical order.
Why doesn't it start with 1?
It does.
Mine starts with 11.
Right.
Who cares? No one cares.
Those are both ones.
Well, let's see if anybody has joined yet. Survey says yes. We do have 5 people watching, including Dusty, who I believe is a Red Wings fan, if that memory serves me correctly. Phil is here as well. He says good choice on me picking the Red Wings. We'll see about that. But
we'll see about that. Well, both teams enter as a playoff team. So Detroit holding down the final wild card spot right now with 61 points. And if they win this game, they can actually move into third spot in the Atlantic Division. Atlantic Division currently having 5 playoff teams. So they are in 5th place, 1 point behind Tampa. This is a very good game. We did well. ABC did well.
It's a good matchup, whether it's a good game or not. We shall see.
That is correct. Well done on the semantics.
Thank you. That's why I used to be a professional. I'm going to turn this over to a professional.
The Little Caesars Arena. And you and I will not be hearing Bob Wickhausen, and I didn't even get the woman's name there. They left the font up there for about 2 seconds, so I don't know who the woman on the color commentary will be. But there we go. Detroit has been the best NHL team in the NHL, or the best team in the NHL since December 27th, which I am almost certain corresponds with the coaching change. I believe that was just before Christmas, during the Christmas break, and then they came out of it with Todd McClellan and have been the best team in hockey since. Dylan Larkin, Alex DeBrincat, and Lucas Raymond all kicking ass. When's the last time you had a Little Caesars pizza, Eddie? You are muted.
I believe it was in college. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Are you prepared for this? You got a lot
apparently
going on
not.
over there.
Apparently not. Just trying to get situated here.
All right. Oh, he's changing his clothes already. Putting on his Puck Podcast hat. I will continue to carry this broadcast as my partner gets himself together.
About time you did something like that. Yeah. So they're getting. I'm seeing Tampa Bay just now coming onto the ice. Are we kind of synced up at all a little bit?
Yes, that is correct.
Phenomenal.
They're coming out of the Michigan First Credit Union door.
That was.
They've got a goal light on the boards.
All right, so let's see.
Duke, my God, I think I got to get that jersey.
Oh, there you go. Never heard of him. Dylan Duke, NHL debut.
And he's a Michigan. Well, he played college in Michigan, so from the area at least, got to be a great moment for him. But my God, a Duke jersey.
For those who are unaware, that is Doug's nickname. His family.
If there is ever an NHL player with the last name Chip, then we have got one for
I
you.
will not be buying that.
You will be getting it. I'll put it that way.
Well, unless you buy it for me, because I will.
That's what I'm saying.
I
asked our friend Paul if Nick Paul got traded to the Kings because he's a Kings fan. Would you get his jersey? And he acted like I asked him. Can I sleep with your wife? It was like, I'm just asking, would you get a jersey of your favorite team with your name on the back because it was now a player as opposed to personalizing it? I didn't think it was that outrageous a question.
It wasn't. He's just a funny little man.
He is. Oh, man, we are unfortunately unable to hear the opinings of Mark Messier and PK Subban as they talk about this game in the studio. The vast ABC ESPN studio.
You love pointing that out. But we've got Dave Taylor here. We've got Dusty. We've got Aranthos. He says his first hot mic party. When does the stripping start? You've come to the wrong place, sir. And this is not hot mic. That was the old thing we used to do. This is new.
Hot mic had the stripping. YouTube does not allow nudity, so we had to curtail that aspect of our watch-alongs.
And for those of you that have joined and have weird names, thank you for joining us. I don't know how to say those names, so unless Doug can try, there's one that starts with an X, and he says, "Let's go Red Wings." So okay,
I'll give it a go. 1 second.
Okay, MB Goo. I don't. Says go Wings as well. So. Definitely seems like we have a Red Wings. Maybe this is a Wings watch party. I don't.
The one with the X you can't pronounce?
Yeah.
Christoph.
Okay.
X is shorthand for Chris, like Christmas.
That's news to me.
You've never seen Xmas?
Yes, but that's the only place I've ever seen it. Never seen anyone else try and use it for anything else. Until now.
There was a woman I knew in college that her name was Christine, and she spelled it Xine.
That's unfortunate.
I figured it was you, Christopher Larson. I got you covered.
JD and Rocky are checking in from Florida, so they say go Bolts. So we do have at least one Tampa Bay fan in the house.
Well, I'm with you there. I got the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Christoph joining from Sweden.
Of course.
Oh, Goff rhymes with cough. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for the clarification.
Has anybody ever pronounced your name as Goo before? Have you ever gotten a reservation table for 5? Goo 5? That's not us. I wonder when they're going to call Goff. They've lost our reservation.
Oh, Miss USA is in attendance at the game.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm guessing she's from Michigan.
No. She's just a fan. Mm-hmm. She's just using that. One of the things that comes with winning Miss USA is a
free tickets to the Red
free
Wings?
Ticket to all NHL games in United States.
Did not know that.
She's cashing that in.
Perk. Andre Vasilevsky between the pipes for the Lightning, Alex Lyon for the Red Wings. And we are underway in Hockey Town. Thank you for joining
take me
us.
too?
I don't think that was Hockey Town. I think it was something else. Who sang that song?
Oh, that's a good question. I've heard it a billion times.
And where is Funky Town, by the way? Do we know? Do we have an
Funky
idea?
Town is in the heart. It's in the mind. Just like Groove. Groove is in the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Delight taught us that. That was actually part of the Old Testament. Did you know that?
I was unaware of that.
Yeah.
I was unaware of that.
Delight was actually just singing kind of like the bread or the time. A time for every season, the birds, to everything, turn, turn, turn. That was a biblical verse, and the entire lyrics of Groove is in the Heart by Delight were also biblical lyrics. As for who sang Funky Town, I'm just delaying so I could think.
Doot, 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 doot.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Didn't we have one of our guys is a big Ferris State fan? Because they had Ferris State on the boards there. And I'm like, wow, Ferris State? Advertising. All right.
Yeah, I'm sure that's paying dividends for them. I don't know where to go to college. Let me watch. In fact, let me attend a Detroit Red Wings game because.
There we go. You got a goal, Mr. Stolhand.
Well, then hang on, sir.
Oh. Now that is a horn right there, ladies and gentlemen. And
Brandon Hagel.
And that is a soft goal by Mr. Alex Lyon.
Yeah. You got to stop that. I mean, it's
right in his glove.
As my dad would say, tell me the ones you don't have to stop. But yeah, you're looking right at the guy. I get that there was some defenseman screen there, but yep, that's not a good way to start.
Interesting that Cam Talbot not in net for this one. I think they're kind of sharing the net, but I think he would be the 1A to the 1B.
Well, are they like your Kings? Did they play yesterday?
I do not believe they did, because I did not say in my nightly report that they extended their winning streak. So I'm pretty sure they did not play last night.
They did not.
Yeah, they did not.
But they do not play tomorrow. So.
Hello to Wallace in Australia. Hello to Chuck, who I think is not far from me. Dan is here as well from Sweden. Sweden is being represented well. Dr. Jules, Scott. See if I recognize any other names that we haven't mentioned already. I think we mentioned JD and Rocky. Yep, go Bolts. They're happy.
Lips Inc. That was the singer of Funky Town.
Oh my God. You could have given me 1,000 guesses. That one would never even heard of him. I know One Hit Wonder and all, but I've heard of Delight. That's a one hit wonder.
Yep. Well, that was more our generation, though. If Funky Town came out when we were in college, I bet we would have heard of Lips Inc.
13th season for John Cooper as the head coach of the Lightning. Longest tenured? You bet. You bet.
You could add up a lot of other coaches and they wouldn't reach 13 seasons combined.
That's true.
Him and Jared Bednar, man. The deans of the NHL coaching ranks right now. Rod Brendamore's in that group. Everybody else is a newbie. One of the few head coaches that it would have been advisable for him to buy property.
Scott wants to know, how come we don't have kids? Well, Doug's not capable of such a thing.
No, I've never been able to bear children. Eddie always had childbearing hips, but it never came to pass.
I got married later in life. My wife's a little bit older than me, and we were kind of set in our ways, and we're like, yeah, we're not doing that. And we have no regrets. Well, at least I don't. And there's another one for you, Mr. Stolhand. Like the
Lordy, get him off the ice.
Alex Lyon may not be long for this. And Cam Talbot is getting dressed.
Wow. Did he even make a save?
I think he did make one save, yeah.
Does he have the infinity, the save percentage of 0? I don't know. They don't have the shots up there, but yeah, Cam Talbot's night off ends early.
Yeah. Captain
He
Freedom
is still waiting on the
report to wardrobe.
He is still waiting on the order that he placed with the food. They're going to bring it to Alex Lyon here in a second.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of a screen, but still.
Not a little bit, a solid screen.
Well,
he peaked the wrong time. Just as he was going to look on the left of Cirelli, the puck got fired by the time he realized it. The goal is behind him, and Cam Talbot takes over.
Alex Lyon, the 1,000-yard stare on the bench. What happened?
What time's the game, everybody?
For you, there is no game time. Bench time.
Yeah, you just started your Four Nations break, my friend.
Oh. Good golly.
Well, the question now is, has the game-winning goal already been scored?
I'm going to say no. Oh, my. Woo. There was a chance there for Detroit right in the slot and save Vasilevsky. Another one.
I don't know that he was actually passing it to Casper on that one. He was driving the middle, but there was somebody on the far right side set up for a one-timer. Stoppage in play. What do we got here?
The other
offside?
I don't know. The other netminder is certainly off to a good start, as you would expect. Andre Vasilevsky. Dr. Jules says, how many articles of Kings and Ducks clothing do you own? A lot, because I have.
Yeah, Eddie has far more than
a lot of jerseys. Not a lot of like T-shirts and stuff. Definitely quite a few hats and quite a few jerseys. Only a couple of T-shirts though, and I don't usually wear them for some reason.
I wouldn't be proud of wearing those either.
Oh, it's nothing to do with pride, sir.
Yeah, that's why you don't wear them though.
No, don't be ridiculous. Doug's a little salty because it's Kings Ducks tonight, which I will be going to. I'll be out there at the old crypto.com arena to watch the good old hockey game. Looking forward to that.
Why would I be salty about that?
Because the Ducks have lost 11 of 12 or something like that to the Kings.
Okay. Well, the Red Wings are certainly playing better since the goalie change, and they've also resisted allowing a shot. So Cam Talbot has yet to see any pucks since entering the game.
I'm guessing he's okay with that.
Yeah, Alex Lyon's probably like, where was this defense when I was in net? If you guys just didn't let him shoot, I wouldn't have allowed any goals. Jesus. I hope that was a shot pass because
it was, yes.
That was terrible.
That was we're up 2. Let's try and be fancy here. We don't, what I mean?
Everything we've thrown on net has gone in. Let's try a redirect. They think I'm shooting it at the puck, or at the net, but no.
That's a good point, actually, especially with a new goalie in who hasn't seen any shots.
Get it right on net, man. We're hot.
Put it on. Well, I don't know about that, but
I'm saying you can make some saves before you try that stuff. We got 45, 50 minutes left.
Ooh.
That looked like me on a video game. Drive down the wing and just throw it to the middle, hoping for something.
When's the last time you played a hockey video game?
Probably the last time you had Little Caesars Pizza. It's been a while. Been a while. College? You haven't had a Little Caesars Pizza since in 30 years?
No. We have one kind of down the street too. I mean, I wouldn't turn it down. You know that. But
what if our fine watch party viewers ordered and sent you one for delivery?
They did?
No, what if they did? Would you eat the rest? Would you eat it here on during the watch party?
Certainly.
All right.
I don't know that they deliver though. I don't think they do. I think you have to go get Little Caesars. I mean,
It literally said on the boards of the arena, "We deliver."
okay, but not every store, it's not a nationwide thing necessarily. You've got individual franchise owners that do whatever. I've never seen, I guess with DoorDash and all that, everything's deliverable, but
yeah, they don't. They don't have a Little Caesars branded car out on the streets, but they absolutely will deliver. They wouldn't be in business if they made. You got to come down here and get it. Every other pizza place will bring it to your house. You come down to Little Caesars for this delicious pie. Click. Do you want our address? Hello, sir. We lost another one.
I see Lauren has joined us. Hello, Lauren. She points out Mike Sullivan, also one of the longest tenured coaches. He's definitely in the discussion.
Oh, yes.
Dusty says, I haven't even sliced my pizza yet. Get it together. So apparently he's got.
Did you get a Little Caesars pizza, Dustin? Are you a team?
Scott has joined us, and with his typical humor, he says, you have no regrets about not having kids. I deeply regret having mine. No, I mean, look, in all seriousness, I'm sure there are some wonderful, wonderful things that come along with parenting that we will never know, but we will also never know the heartache of a lot of the things. And we have, oh God, Lee Hextall is still getting a paycheck. Fantastic. I mean, we have people in our family, and they have their kids they cause a lot of problems. You know what I mean? They a lot of heartache, a lot of sleepless nights. So every once in a while, my wife and I something will happen, and we'll be like, glad we don't have kids. It's not. It's not the worst thing in the world.
No. I certainly have a lot of friends with kids, and there are obviously humongous parts of life that you do not experience even conceptually without kids. But I will say, as an adult, living a very selfish life, if I want to do something, I do it.
Yes.
I do not take into consideration the needs of a miniaturized version of myself. Who's going to watch the kid? Is there room for them? Don't care. I'm going on a cruise. I don't care whether or not there's a good kids area. There is, but I don't care. So yeah, it's a very much a selfish lifestyle, and I get that, but rewarding in its own way as well.
Just make sure if you do have kids that when it comes time, they pay you back. Because Doug and I, when we get old, it's just us.
I've heard that one from us. I've heard that one for people of like well, who's going to take care of you when you're old? And I tell people, the same person that's going to take care of you, the state. You think your kids are going to take care of you? Look around, man. Go talk to a senior or an old folks home. Ask how many of them have kids. Watch how many hands go up. When's the last time you saw them? Watch how many hands go down. Kids ain't no guarantee. And I can, there's no fight over my inheritance. Any nieces or nephews that are expecting my inheritance.
What inheritance?
Totally disappointed.
We are spending it all.
Exactly.
We ain't leaving nothing.
Well, like the house, right? Like you're going to leave the house to somebody. Well, not my nieces and nephews. I can tell you that. They're in for we finally get that old dump they've been living in for years. No. We reverse mortgage that baby. It's going to the bank.
We're leaving it all to the chickens.
No, it's been, look, if I could tell you this, if either of us had kids, this show would have ended a long time ago.
Oh yeah, for sure. Dr. Jules.
All right. So they got John Cooper sitting here, and they got people right behind him on the other side of the glass, and they're eating nachos and hot dogs and all the different foods you get there. you got to think a coach is looking back like, man, that looks good. I'm sure they don't say anything, but I love a good plate of nachos in different arenas around the league. That would be tempting. Can I get one of those during intermission?
By the way, for you Red Wings fans, I got to have lunch with a former Red Wing, although much better known for his time with the LA Kings, but Luc Robitaille had a lunch for season ticket holders, and one of the listeners of the Locked On LA Kings podcast invited me to be his guest. And
very nice.
Yeah, so went and was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. But he did say some old stories, and one of them was about Scotty Bowman. And he said that Scotty was one of the most peculiar men he's ever met. Rarely spoke during games. And he had a story about the Red Wings playing in San Jose early in the season. They were up 3-0.
Big hit. Let's see if that gets the Red Wings some momentum. Sorry, Eddie.
That's
they were
okay.
up 3-0.
Boom. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, come on. More than that. We've had a Vladimir Tarasenko sighting, ladies and gentlemen.
They called him Eddie 2 times Garcia because he always played the damn horn 2 times.
Ooh. That one was a little softy there. Vasilevsky.
No, that was it was deflected, so it's bouncing. It went off the defenseman's stick right in front of Tarasenko. So instead of a rising shot, it was skipping across the parking lot like a golf ball. But yep, Vladimir Tarasenko gets him on the board. And Mo Seider, who I believe I was asked, do I still think he's overpaid? No, because the salary cap is going up exponentially. Everyone in the league is underpaid right now. But no, he's been very good. And that is look at this move. They are coming to life. The Red Wings obviously knew him and what he would become far better than me. So while I was judging him on what he had done, they were judging him on what he would do. And they were absolutely right. They were banking that he would continue. It doesn't always work out, but it did that time.
300th career goal for Vladimir Tarasenko. Congratulations. It's a lot of goals.
All right, so they're at the game in San Jose, and they're down 3-0.
And the Sharks come back to tie it at 3-3, and they're going overtime. And Scotty Bowman gathers the troops together and gets everybody, says, everybody gather in here. And everyone's like, oh, he doesn't usually do this. What? And Luke, this is his first year with the Red Wings. He's like, what pearls of wisdom is this classic Hall of Fame coach going to impart on us? And he reminded them that the San Jose airport closes at 11. So they need to hurry up and wrap this up so they can get there before the airport closes. So they win the game. They're in the locker room. They're getting ready. They're hustling. They're trying to, get there before the airport closes. And then Steve Yzerman says, hey guys, real quick, he says, and he goes into something about, we gave up a lot of leads last year. We need to be better. When we have a lead, we can't do this kind of thing. And Scotty Bowman's like, what are you doing? We got to get to the airport. Let's go. And they're all just looking at each other and rolling their eyes. And he said they did make it to the airport in time and did not.
I figured.
If you got there after 11 p.m., you had to drive to Oakland and go to the airport there. So
I figured it was going to be a ruse of it's open all night. I just wanted to get you guys get it going, get it out of here.
Nope. He wanted to not have to go to Oakland.
That was one of the best teams of all time.
I was going to say in retrospect, he probably didn't have to do much coaching.
No.
That he didn't talk much during the games.
I would imagine. I think that's the best hockey team I've ever seen. It was basically an all-star team.
Dusty said that Little Caesars was non-delivery for a long time. There you go. Christoph says that Cider's reverse hits are worth the money themselves. Magoo, I don't remember. Off-season idea, pizza eating contest. Well, if you remember our hot dog eating contest and how amazing that was, then yes, that's a great idea.
It's like cough.
McGough?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
And it's not Mick. It's just, anyway.
MB?
MB.
Yeah. Dusty is asking about Hungry Howie's. Is that pizza? I don't know. Never heard of it. It's not out here in California. We know that. Scott says that John Cooper chews the same piece of gum for the entire game, and that includes the 5 overtime game in the bubble. That's a...
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah.
Who was the gum chomper in Willy Wonka? Was that Veruca Salt?
It's been a while since I've seen
that
movie.
It was Violet Beauregard.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
I didn't remember her last name, but I did remember Violet.
I mean, somebody actually wrote into a script, "You're turning violet, Violet." Approved.
Dr. Jules says, please promote the live stream on socials, please. I sent out a reminder on Facebook, X, and the Patreon page on Friday. So
on Friday, it's an immediate, whoa, Lordy in heaven, what passing. My goodness. Hope you bet the overs, fans. This game is off the rails already.
Braden Point's decent.
Nothing like letting Braden Point drive right down the middle uncontested. I mean, at least slash the guy. Look at him chasing him. My goodness. Kopp and Tarasenko just staring at his back.
Look at him go. 30th goal of the season for Braden Point. Third straight 30-goal season.
And I'm going to say the game-winning goal has still not been scored. I say the Red Wings will get 3 goals in this game, at least.
I hope to see it, having really no rooting interest.
Yeah, I'd like this to be a little bit more competitive than just us talking about pizza delivery for 2.5 hours.
Phil says that Red Wings team you were referencing was amazing. Great time to be a young Wings fan. Now I'm quite an old Wings fan.
Yeah,
not quite as good.
2002 Red Wings, greatest hockey team I've ever seen. Almost unfair how talented that roster was.
Dusty says Tampa first to 3, almost a guarantee win, according to McClellan.
Well, then McClellan should have just walked off from behind the bench. That's it, boys.
JD Enjoy and Rocky your break. Happy about that point goal. MB Goff, Wings look like first game back from a long road trip. Is it the first game back after a long road trip? That would be weird.
That'd be a crappy thing to have one home game and then the 4 nations.
I was going to say,
but it's certainly, I don't put it past the NHL. Yeah, big board ad. Ferris State University for the digital boards. What is that hoping to accomplish?
Just keep it in mind when you're looking for
What a
a place
beautiful
to stay,
pass.
place to go to school. I used to have a Ferris State T-shirt, so maybe I still do somewhere there because they're the Bulldogs, and I used to have a thing about collecting T-shirts and whatnot of schools that shared our mascot, Fresno State.
How many different schools can you name that have the Bulldog mascot?
Well, there's Georgia would be the most famous. Butler Bulldogs. Obviously Fresno State, Ferris State. Georgetown is the Hoyas, but it is a Bulldog mascot. I don't even know what a Hoya is. I guess it's a Bulldog. Do you know?
I don't know, but it's not a Bulldog.
Oh, there's your girl. Let's see. Who else? Bulldogs.
There's my girl.
A commercial. Commercials too. There's one in the Pacific Northwest.
Gonzaga.
Yeah, although they rarely call themselves the Bulldogs. They always call themselves the Zags. And I think that's all I got. Dr. Jewel says, will you guys ever like cats, or has that ship sailed? Well, I had a cat not that long ago.
No, he's talking about the musical.
Oh, no, never like that. I like the movie, though.
They made a movie out of it?
Oh, yeah. Phenomenal.
Oh, I'll have to check it out.
I highly suggest you do.
Yeah? Who was in it?
Taylor Swift is in it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else?
Lots of other people.
Well, I assume so, but any stars?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely stars. Yes.
Tell me about them.
I would
quickly
be
before you look it up.
I've got to watch hockey, though, here for a second, but I will get back to that. Yeah.
So Jennifer Hudson wasn't in it? Dame Judi Dench?
Oh, yeah, that's right. They were. See, you know. Everyone knows.
I'm just guessing.
No, that's, yeah, good guess.
Wow. Little
oh, James Corden is in it. Man, that's worth the price of admission. Idris Elba, Ian McKellen.
You will watch anything with James Corden in it.
That's for sure.
That.
Rebel Wilson. It's a who's who.
Yeah.
Ian McKellen. Oh.
Ian McKellen's not above taking a paycheck.
Apparently not. You shall not watch this movie.
I've had cats in the past. I've had
you have
cats. Yeah.
Oh, when you were a little kid, yeah. Yeah. We had Fat Kitty and Skinny Kitty when we were in college.
That's right.
Our roommate had cats, which we never called by their names. One was fat and one was skinny. So it was Fat Kitty and Skinny Kitty. I believe Fat Kitty lived to be a very, very lived like 15 years old or something.
The amazing thing. So yeah, Andrew got those cats when we were in college, and we were all roommates. They moved down to LA with him, and Skinny Kitty didn't make it much longer after the LA move, but Fat Kitty lived long enough to meet both of his kids.
Yeah.
I mean, saw him through a lot of different times.
Boom, another one. Wow.
The game-winning goal has now been scored.
I was going to say.
The Red Wings defense and goaltending have been to hockey what Little Caesars is to pizza. An insult.
Wow. That's a little strong. That's a little strong.
On which side? Which one am I offending?
On the pizza side.
No.
I don't think it's that bad.
It is.
No, it's not.
Little Caesars is awful pizza.
No, it's not.
You haven't had it in 30 years for a reason, Eddie. The last time you had it, when you were in college, when you would eat anything, you said, I don't want this anymore.
No, no, that's not true. It just wasn't my preferred pizza of choice. But
trust me,
I would eat it right now, and I'd be just happy to have it. I'd rather have that than Taco Bell.
Well, yes, but that's a pretty low bar to clear.
Well, you use strong language. I'm just saying it's not that bad.
You haven't had it in 30 years, so I'm telling you, have it. Somebody order this man a Little Caesars pizza, send it to his home, let him eat it during the second or third period.
Do you have any doubt that I would eat it and be happy and not say, oh, this is terrible, this is awful pizza, I'd never want to eat this again? No, I'd be like, yeah, this is, is it as good as the best pizza? Of course not, but I'd be just fine with it.
I disagree. Having had it not too long ago, yeah, I
What's your beef with the Little Caesars? Why is it not? I mean, we at work, they would always get this pizza that was just god awful. It was Mulberry Street pizza, that thin crust New York style pizza, awful. Yep. I would take Little Caesars over that crap any day of the week, and they loved it. They'd order it every time.
Yeah, Mulberry Street's good pizza.
Oh, that's garbage. That stuff is garbage.
No, it's not garbage.
Absolute garbage.
You don't like a New York style pizza.
100% correct. Because there's nothing to it.
I have no problem with a New York style pizza. Delicious. Mulberry Street makes a good pizza pie.
If I won't eat it, it's not good. That's
the Eddie Garcia stamp.
That should be their slogan. If he won't eat it, it's bad.
The human garbage disposal over here says no thanks.
Yeah. I'd see that pizza box in the kitchen, and I'd be like, hello. The Red Wings say not yet. Of course, they actually have to stop the other team from scoring, which will be a problem. But 2 goals for Detroit as Patrick Kane
on the power play, beautifully set up. That looked like an actual play.
Oh, the no look from DeBrincat. Yeah, that's nice.
That's what I said. That's a setup play where he knows that guy's coming to the back door. Beautifully done. And his eyes keep that guy in the bumper position, the defender, locked and keep him from cheating down as quickly because he thinks he's going to be passing it up to the point. Beautifully done.
Well, 6 goals in the first period, and we are not done yet.
No, Cam Talbot's still in net. Alex Lyon's like, I might get back in this baby.
I'm going to say no, but we'll see.
Belay that order. Cancel those nachos, lady.
Oh, speaking of nachos, have you seen? What would I call it? I guess there's like a compilation of Phil Kessel stories on YouTube.
No,
it's just players talking about giving Phil Kessel stories. It's very entertaining. I think the most entertaining part is that they all do the Phil Kessel voice, which is funny.
Yep.
But apparently, the legendary Phil Kessel is that, the hot dogs, right? He likes a hot dog. But they said he would eat a hot dog, but by far he was a nacho man. He loved that horrible nachos, and would eat those quite often. He would have a big plate of nachos. Oh man, Detroit just came very close to making this a 1-goal game.
Well, he may have loved nachos, and he may have loved the questionable, quote unquote, cheese product that stadium nachos are known for. And I do as well. That is You cannot duplicate that at home. There's no way to make that cheese that stadiums have. I don't even think the Star Trek food replicator could get that accurate. There's something to a stadium big vat of molten nacho cheese. And
I am
it's
not
delicious.
a fan of that. I am not a fan of that. Another thing that
Delicious.
you
It
and
goes perfectly with stale chips and jalapenos. It's fantastic.
Yeah, we've probably like 3 food items that you could get at a stadium that I would not eat, and we've already talked about two of them.
But did he like it enough that he would finish the chips, still have cheese left over, and take out a credit card from his wallet to eat the rest of the cheese off of that?
Yeah.
Because we've seen that happen.
We did. Yes, we did. And obviously it was an impressionable event. Like, good Lord.
Yep. 2 very large gentlemen at a Fresno State baseball game did exactly that. Took
I remember
the credit card out of the wallet.
2? I remember
yeah,
one.
it was the brothers. No, it was the brothers.
Sweet Lord.
Yeah.
Just lick the container. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, the man has his dignity.
Yeah, clearly. Yes. Who hasn't eaten a food item off a credit card?
Yep. Those Fresno State baseball games, man. I'm glad we went to them because we've got more stories from those games than we do any other sporting event we went to combined. Between the hot dog, the guy sitting on the hemorrhoid pillow, the 2-dog limit, R. Woodrow Minor taking a spill coming up the stairs, obviously the credit card people, or the credit card brothers. What was his name? Edmund Perkins.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
Yeah. Bulldogs in this section. Man that dressed in red from head to toe, red leather pants in Fresno. It's warm. Dude would wear red from head to toe and lead cheers from the crowd running through the stadium with different, I want Fresno in this section, State in this section, Bulldogs in this section. Then he would run back and forth, getting us to chant. And we all played along.
Just the guy was not,
yeah, exactly. He had to buy his ticket.
Yeah. Red Kangol hat.
Yep. Yeah, Fresno State baseball was a colorful crowd, man. I do miss the Johnny Quick Classic. They don't even do that anymore.
They don't?
No.
Oh.
I looked up their schedule the other day to see if they came down here to play Long Beach or Northridge or UCLA or anybody, but no games down here. And I looked up and I'm like, well, when's the Johnny Quick? They don't even have it anymore. It's a damn shame. Johnny Quick being a string of convenience stores in the Central Valley. Our Hungry Howie's of the Central Valley.
Wasn't it like QWIK or something like that?
No, QUIK. Yeah.
We are at the end of the first period.
I mean, this is fascinating. I can't imagine people in Sweden and Switzerland not being enamored with the hanging on our every word as we talk about stories from 30 some years ago in Fresno.
Well, let's check and see if we have any comments. Rocky and JD say this game is nuts. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
You want to tell the story about the guy that sold nuts?
No, there was a vendor at Dodger Stadium, love yelling out nuts and wada.
He would say outrageous things and then immediately turn to somebody. It was like a vaudeville act. He would say outrageous things, then he would turn to somebody else and be like, "It's okay, I'm Jewish."
Yeah,
like,
really,
that doesn't excuse it.
Wasn't. Let's see here. JD and Rocky. Rocky is the cat. And he's watching napping with me, says JD. So it's JD and Rocky the cat that are with us.
Good kitty.
I would like to get another cat, by the way. We'll see if that happens.
Well, you're going to have to steal one off the streets like you did Buddy.
You can't steal something that is not owned by anyone. He was owned by the
Again,
streets.
an outdoor cat does not mean he does not have an owner.
No chip, no collar, no owner. That's the truth.
You went and checked him for a chip, did you?
Yeah, of course. Dr. Jules says that we needed another cat and name it Medium Kitty.
Regular kitty.
Yep.
Just kitty. Fat kitty, skinny kitty, kitty.
We've been asked for a fast food pizza ranking.
Fast food pizza?
Yeah. Dusty asked if our area has stuffed crazy crust. Give it a try. I'd be happy to give
I'll
it a
say
try.
that. I'll say this, Dusty. The last time I had Little Caesars was because I am a DC stan and I will do anything they tell me to do. So when the Batman came out, they had a Batman shaped pizza. And I'm like, I'm in. You know, you could get a movie poster with it as well. So I went and got a Batman shaped pizza. And I ate it. I believe it had stuffed crust. It was not one that I'm like, well, I got to go back and get more of this. So I did not enjoy it ultimately, and I did not. And you asked earlier, Eddie, what my beef with them is. It's a very, very greasy pizza.
Oh, I like
it's
greasy.
Just cheap ingredients, and the crust isn't that great. I like a good crust. I like a saucy pie. It's none of those things. It's heavy on the processed cheese, very greasy. Just not, you don't feel good after eating it. It's the Jim Gaffigan Hot Pockets. You never get done eating Little Caesars and think, I'm glad I did that.
Florida Artist Bungalow has checked in. Says, last time I went to Amalie Arena to see the Bruins versus Tampa, I was sick for 24 days. Goodness. May have been the nachos, but I think it was whooping cough. Or nachos. Could be. It's either one of the two.
There we go.
Whooping cough. I have not heard that in a while.
That's a great ailment name. Like consumption, gout. These are serious ailments, but they sound funny.
Yeah, he or she also says Chipotle nachos right out of the oven. Yum. Okay.
Nachos are one that I'd be hard pressed to find a bad nacho. I mean, I like the stuff at the stadium, and it's stale chips and just questionable cheese. So when we're starting there, everything's pretty good. The only time nachos get messed up is when they get too fancy with it. It's just melted cheese, liquid cheese, maybe some jalapenos and some salsa. That's it.
You can have all that liquid cheese. I will not touch it. Mickey says, hi, Doug. Hi, Eddie. Hi, Mickey.
Hello, Mickey.
Arantho says, what happens at intermission? I mean, pretty much the same thing that happens during the game.
Yeah, we ramble and talk
a lot
to you
about a lot of yaka.
Yep. Usually Eddie gets cookies. Wink.
Aranthos wants to see the chickens. That's
not going to happen.
I showed Herbie last week. So I guess Doug has to show the chickens this week.
Is that a euphemism?
I hope not.
So do I. That's not going to happen because I have to take the computer out to the backyard. And I'm certainly not bringing the chickens in here.
Boy, Jules is just full of lots of questions. He wants to know.
Hello from Artur's Urbe's homeland, Latvia.
Oh, right? Yeah, I think so. Nice.
Was he Latvian?
I think so. Hey, guess what? I can look, and so can
I got it. You continue reading. Yeah, Latvian professional hockey. Yeah, he was born in Riga.
Awesome. Welcome. Good to have you.
Yeah.
Dr. Jules want to know what is my favorite Funko Pop in my collection. Well, of course, my personalized Funko. Clearly.
Hasn't even taken it out of the box.
No, it's too valuable. Once you take it out, the value goes down. But yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. That was a good one. Oh, we have people from Hungary too.
Oh, fantastic. Welcome. Robert, hello from Hungary.
Scott, there will be no rage quitting. It'll be, if that was going to happen, it would have happened a long time ago. It's going to be a slow erosion
Really slow.
into apathy. Yeah, exactly.
Something Dusty says something about the Batman crazy calzone. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, that was their Batman pizza from Little Caesars.
Dr. Jules says bad nachos are present at SoFi Stadium. That may be true. We never eat in the stadium. So, Sakatumi Cake, true or false? No Toronto Maple Leaf has ever won the Norris Trophy.
I would say true, only because why else would you ask that? And players that have played for Toronto have obviously won, but not with Toronto. So that I will say true.
Yeah, I certainly can't think of one. They've been around before a long time before I was born, but
yeah,
I can't think of one. Does Fresno State baseball concessions have good nachos? I would say no. Apparently, Doug would say yes.
Oh, they're fine. I mean, it's exactly what you would get anywhere else. Like I said, it's stale chips and liquid cheese. They're nothing fancy. And I haven't eaten there in a long time, so haven't gone up to a baseball game in a long time.
Is it Caucus to the rescue? Kakes. Philadelphia checking in.
There you go. Philadelphia, Hungary, Latvia, Sweden, Switzerland. Where's our Australian contingent?
That's true. What's going on? We usually have a
Meredith and
group of Aussies and Doug
Wilson.
Yeah. Yeah, go Philadelphia tomorrow in the Super Bowl. Not that I'm a huge Eagles fan or anything, but not excited to watch that game at all. Dr. Jules wanted to know about the Diet Sunkist count at 2 yet. I haven't even had a sip of my drink until now.
Well, yeah, but what number is that for the day?
Number one.
Oh, wow. Let's watch that face as he gets that first hit of his favorite drug. Look at him chug it. He denies us the refreshing
delicious.
Like mother's milk. We need to get a synthetic breast for you to breastfeed off of.
Wow.
Diet Sunkist coming out.
You always take it to the too far. Dave is going to go. He'd like to let us all know that he's going to take a shower during the intermission. So,
Picks or it didn't happen, Dave.
Happy shower, Dave. Aranthos says it's like 4 a.m. in Australia. That's true.
Oh, Wallace says Aussies are here. Nice.
Yeah. Aussie.
There we go.
He says it is 5 a.m. though. So yeah, we'll cut you some slack on that. We sure as hell ain't getting up at 5 a.m. to do this. So,
I mean, this is my equivalent of 5 a.m.
Dr. Jules wants to know, what is your favorite drug, Doug?
Coffee.
Oh, no, he just said favorite drug. He laughed at your line. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, I drink coffee every day. And that's how I know I'm sick. If I don't want coffee, I'm sick.
That was always my mom's thing when I said I didn't want to eat. She's like, oh, he is sick. I'm not hungry. Wow, boy, you can stay home from school.
Eddie, call the doctor. Chip doesn't want food. What? Chip doesn't want food. I'll have a sandwich. No.
Did you sound like that, Doug?
You want me to do your mom's impression? I can get back into that voice.
I'd love to hear it. I have not heard it in a while since she's
all right. Give me a minute.
On.
Let me. I'll turn the mic off while I warm into the into the impression, because you can't just go cold into these things, but
No, you don't want to
I'll
hurt
be back.
yourself.
I'll be back.
Okay. Jackie is checking in from Michigan. Hope everyone is doing well. Yeah, we're doing good, Jackie. Good to have you here. I'm assuming Red Wings fan, so they're not doing so well after this first period, but yeah.
Chip, you want some more Diet Sunkist? You want me to bring it to you? You come down here.
But that's certainly
y'all taking the 405?
Close my eyes and I'm like, I don't know who that is.
It's been a long time, but your mom's accent, Southern accent that she never lost, and had a way of talking, and she would make small talk to fill the silence. So I'd go over there and she'd be like, how would you drive over? I was fine. Get any traffic coming over the grapevine? No, it was pretty good. That's good. We had fog one time. Oh, that yeah, it can get very thick up there. Yeah, it gets real bad. Chip should be out in a second. Okay, thank you. Lovely lady. Lovely lady. And everybody that, at least to my knowledge, everybody that came to that house was welcome and a friend. And she was very, very kind and welcoming to me every time I met her.
We were talking about a famous story. Karen and I, my mom, I don't know what the context of this conversation was, but there used to be this woman named Elizabeth Hasselbeck who was on The View. And my mom said, she's married to Ben Roethlisberger. I'm like, no, she's not. Oh, yes, she is. I'm like, her name is Hasselbeck. She's married to Tim Hasselbeck. He is a former NFL quarterback, but I promise you, it's not Ben Roethlisberger. I'm a Steelers fan, and I work in sports, and I guarantee you, he is not married. She is not married to Ben Roethlisberger. Well, that's not what I heard. Okay.
Yep. She loved the Judge Judy, right?
Oh, yes. That's why I hate Judge Judy. That's why I booed Judge Judy at the football game that she was at. That was a wonderful surprise that she would be there and I could boo her. I'm hoping she heard my boo, but probably not.
Yeah. Jackie checking in from Michigan. What part of Michigan, Jackie? I've been to that beautiful state.
Recently, yeah.
Yeah. Two things I know about Michigan.
Closes early, or the food closes early.
That's exactly right. Beautiful scenery, and you better eat early. If you're hungry after 9 o'clock, you can go F yourself. You drag your ass to Wisconsin because no options. The Denny's was closed. Denny's. My dad and I were gobsmacked.
If you got the munchies, late night munchies, you're SOL.
I've never known a Denny's to close. What kind of place have you taken me to, Duke? God, I'm going to die.
The impression of your dad is a lot better than the impression of my mom, in my opinion.
Well, I've heard my dad's voice a little bit more often.
Yeah. Dr. Jewel says, I just Googled most famous people from San Pedro, Eddie, and here is a list. Alan Ashby.
The pitcher?
Yeah. Or baseball player. I don't know if he was a pitcher or not. John Bettis and Mario Danello.
Eddie Garcia not on that list.
Nope, nor should I be. There are some famous people from here. Was it Chris Novoselic? Is that his name?
Yeah.
The bass player from Nirvana was from San Pedro. Wasn't raised here, but was here I think he was born here and grew up here for a little while.
That's kind of like saying you're from Hawaii.
I guess. What was his name? Dennis Johnson, the former basketball player for the Celtics, won championships. He was from here.
Did he play high school basketball there?
I think so. Yeah, there have been some baseball players. There are a few people from here. Yeah, former catcher for the Houston Astros, Ashby.
They've got a Domino's commercial on right now, and they're not showing pizza. That's how good Domino's is. They're selling their loaded chicken. Yes, when I want loaded chicken, I think Domino's pizza. Apparently, if I want a good pizza, I should go to Kentucky Fried Chicken. My God, American Idol is still on the air.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what's the winner? What do they think is going to happen? I get that you're more famous than you were before you went on the show, but I haven't heard anything from an American Idol winner in decades.
Well, Carrie Underwood is still. Did she win, though? I don't even know if she won. She was a contestant.
She won, but that's what I'm saying. That she and the very early Kelly Clarkson kind of stuff, sure. But name me somebody in the last 15, 20 years that has won that show.
It ain't going to be from me.
Yeah. Ruben Studdard does not have a thriving career.
I'm sure he's playing Indian casinos near you. Maybe not even that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll see some there's the place around here, was it Yamava or whatever? They'll have somebody. I'm like, wow, they're playing that. Okay, Mariah Carey. You're like, oh,
Right.
okay.
Right. Yeah, Janet Jackson hit the Indian casino tour, and I'm like, that's the level you're at already?
I mean,
hey,
the paycheck is
you
good.
You go where the booking is, right? I'm going to be going to the Orange County Fair in August for the first time ever.
Ever?
Yeah, I've never been to the Orange County Fair.
Wow, that's surprising that as a kid you didn't go to that.
My parents didn't give me anything of pleasure. They just kept me in the basement till it was time to do chores. But no, I probably went as a kid. I just don't remember it. But they have a concert series, and they're going to have a triple bill of bands I very much enjoy. So Spin Doctors is the opening act, and they just put out a new album. Gin Blossoms, and then Blues Traveler. I'm like, hell's bells. I will see that for sure.
Is the lead singer still with us for Blues Traveler?
Yes, John Popper.
Good for him.
Yep.
Well, we are underway in period number 2. Detroit got some work to do, down 4-2. Let's see what happens.
A regular Nipsey Russell.
Very timely reference.
Eddie went for the very difficult rhyming of two with two.
It was not intentional. It's just talking.
And worked it in with do. Immediate forecheck turnover. No.
Who gets more booze, Bettman or Judge Judy? Well, that's definitely Bettman.
Oh, yeah.
Judge Judy is beloved by a lot. I mean, the guy next to me was applauding. He was very,
most
very
people
excited.
would applaud her.
Yeah.
Very excited?
He was very excited. He looked at me like, oh. Boo! Huh? What?
This guy must have gotten a bad verdict.
Yeah.
She cost me my Firefly collectible set. Gave it to my ex-wife. You ever watch Firefly?
No, I have not.
I'm told season 2 is where it really picks up.
Oh. Was there a season 2?
Bingo! It is, by most accounts, the greatest one-season show in television history.
Well, that is quite the claim to fame.
Yep.
Is Nikita Kucherov playing in this game? I have not seen him. I mean, I'm sure he's there. I just haven't noticed him, which is rare because that's a guy that you notice a lot.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look. Hey. It's all ball bearings these days.
Oh, Jeff Blashill, assistant coach for the Lightning, your former coach of the Detroit Red Wings.
Coochie is playing and has 2 assists. Let's see what the stats are for Dylan Duke. Played a whopping 2 minutes and 50 seconds. No shots, no hits, no impact, no stat line yet. Just a few shifts in his NHL debut. This reminder from the digital ads: gamble on sports. Oh, some people taking some selfies back in behind.
Oh, wow. There's Mo back there in the behind the coach.
Oh, the haircut.
The haircut.
Old
Man.
style Mo Howard.
Hey, Mo.
I went into the barbershop. I asked him for the Mo Howard. They made me sign a waiver. You're sure you want this? Because we don't want to hear it after we get done.
It's still not as bad as the what's his name? The Raiders owner, the old bowl cut.
Oh, Mark Davis.
Mark Davis. Jesus.
I mean,
It's like he lost a bet, you know?
It's honestly like, do you not have a mirror? You never, do you see anybody else with that haircut?
You're not an attractive man, and you are making it worse on your own.
You wonder, you got to think he's tried other hairdos and been like, this is the best I got.
If he shaved his head, it would be better.
Maybe. Maybe he has an incredibly offensive tattoo on his skull, and
he's got a swastika on his head.
Oh, jeez.
I mean,
I didn't know, but
in that case, sure.
Yeah, the haircut looks great, Mark.
Oh, wow. Somebody was backdoor.
Yeah.
Was that Kucherov? Yeah, it was.
I believe so.
Yeah. He was just sitting there going, come on, I'm right here. And then he didn't score.
Yeah.
How did I not score? It's a pretty good top line.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Boy, they are feeding him like Safeway. And he gets that one. That's an old reference to a KFSR line from somebody.
Yeah,
I don't even remember who said that.
If you watch this, you're going to get a lot of old references
to Fresno, yeah, and other things, yeah. Nipsey Russell, that guy's been dead for 25 years, to the point that there's a rapper named Nipsey Hussle, and nobody under the age of 40 understands that that's a reference to Nipsey Russell.
I think he might be dead too.
Nipsey Hussle?
Yeah, I think so. Kucherov just shanked it. I mean, my God, how does he miss that? He looks at he's thinking the same thing.
Yep.
Jackie checks in to say she is from Eaton Rapids. Just got back from eating at a diner that does in fact close at 3 every day. Rare anything is open past 3.
Man, why is that, Jackie? Would they not do business? You would think one place would be like, we open at 3. I mean, good God. And I've no offense to your state, Jackie. I've been there. They weren't small people. So there's eating going on after 3 p.m.
Well, they got to get it all in before, it's like, we got to go eat again. Hurry.
Yeah. Beautiful state, though, driving around Michigan.
Jeff Chavez is checked in and says, be prepared to spend some money at the OC Fair. It can literally be more expensive than Disneyland for one night. Whoa.
Wow. I can guarantee you it will not be for me. I'm going to go see the show, walk around, maybe get something to eat, but most likely the prices will keep me from doing that. And then I'm going to go home. The rides, I don't. Last time I went on carnival rides or fair rides, it was a bad experience. So I'm probably out on that.
Good call. Kevin says that he saw the Spin Doctors a few years ago and they were pretty good.
Good. Looking forward to that one. Yeah, I loved their debut album, at least the one that the mass audiences got. Pocket Full of Kryptonite. Loved that album. Kind of a folksy rock band, and then Gin Blossoms, very radio friendly, and Blues Traveler, fantastic.
Are they all playing like a triple header or separately?
No, it's a triple header. Like I said, Spin Doctors, then Gin Blossoms, then Blues Traveler is the closer, the headliner. Those are three bands that would have headlined shows 30 years ago. Oh, the kick in the face.
Yeah, a little. That's not good. Was it Isamont?
Yeah, he's got the cut on his chin, literally millimeters away from being a very
could have been a
bad,
lot worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just grazed his chin, so he just got a little mark there. But yeah, the skate did not get him, or else he would not be. He'd be going for repairs, as they say.
Yep.
But yeah, he kind of put himself in a bad spot. He ducked down low as he was going to get hit, and I get it, but
yeah, you got to try and avoid the hit. Look at the speed. Big man. Old Soderblom, man. You get a guy that big that can skate that well. Hooey.
Still weird to see Patrick Kane in a Red Wings uniform for me. We got a penalty on Kucherov. Opportunity here for the Red Wings to.
Their last power play was short-lived because Patrick Kane deposited a goal. Let's see if they can take advantage again. Run that no-look pass from DeBrincat.
Dusty asked, do you guys know which ads go in your show? Because there's quite a few sports gambling, which I thought maybe you'd stay away from. We have no control over the ads. Oh, good God. David Pasternak, what are you wearing?
Holy mackerel.
My Lord.
Boy, they were happy to sell that suit.
What in the world? Well, for those of you that aren't watching, it was like an army green kind of a color with little different colored flowers all over it, like yellow and orange flowers.
I mean, your guy, Daryl Evans would wear that.
I don't even know if he would. He likes shiny things. I don't know what that was. Anyway. Yeah, we have no control over the ads. Frankly, nor do I care what they put on there, as long as it gives us a little bit of money. Very little, but yeah. And I mean, the Locked On LA Kings, I'm doing a sports gambling ad every show. So God bless those people as far as I'm concerned. Wallace says Kucherov tripped Rasmussen in the last Tampa Detroit game. Oh, that's right. I do remember that. Yeah. Yeah, that was a dirty play at the end of that game. So he said hoping to see some level of somebody level him in this game. Jackie says small towns, talking about the Michigan thing again. Small towns love to close early. You have to go to the bar after 3 or a bigger city like Lansing for food after 3.
I mean, I was in Ann Arbor. I thought a college town packed with college kids there would be plenty of options, but not the case. Very surprised and very disappointed as somebody that is a night owl that loves a good midnight meal.
Kevin says same in North Carolina. Says gets frustrated sometimes. Restaurants are usually open past 3, but close around 8.
Man.
And then Dusty says, 2 princes, hey jealousy, run around. Thank you and good night.
There's more than that. Come on now.
All right, Red Wings on the power play here. Let's see if they can get this thing interesting. I've got my light ready to go here. Let's go, Wings.
Ooh, nice shot from Kane, but a good save.
Got some decent talent out here on this power play. Kane, DeBrincat, Larkin.
Yep.
Raymond is out there.
Cider.
Oop, couldn't clear it. Kept it in. Oh, kind of forced that one a little bit. Save Vasilevsky. Can't clear. Those penalty killers are getting tired.
Second period, too. The Red Wings can get a change here.
Oh.
They can get some fresh legs and really keep this going.
Keep moving it. Keep moving it. They're getting tired.
Kane should have gotten off the ice there. Get a different, get some fresh legs because they can keep this in.
Keep moving it.
Tampa's
Make them work. Make them work. Got that big Hedman in front there, though.
Yep.
Keep moving it. Don't just sit there and stick handle. Pass it.
Yeah, you're letting them catch their breath.
Oh,
well, they're tired too.
And they will get the change. Missed opportunity for the Red Wings.
The shots are 21-10, and yet the goals are 4-2, and the team with 10 shots has the 4 goals.
That is telling.
Yeah.
Oh, showing the replay there. It's quite the drop off from the first unit to the second unit for the Red Wings.
They've definitely front loaded that thing,
as they should. But
it's like the stunt double version of the first power play unit. Oh man, that had to have hit the post, huh? Great deflection in front. Oh, nice hold in by Gustafsson.
Well, they've had it in the zone the entire time.
Yeah. Woo. This unit's doing good work this second power play.
All right, so Kucherov out of the box. We skate 5-on-5. I saw last night the Penguins won and no shots on goal in the third period.
Oh. We can beat you only trying hard for 40 minutes.
Yeah, against the Rangers in New York, too. That's a bad loss.
Yeah.
No Crosby, too. It didn't go off the post, but that was just off the pad there of Vasilevsky. That was close. That was the replay of the one you were talking about earlier.
Yep. Halfway through the game, Red Wings still down 2, thanks to some lousy goaltending and not great defense. That play right there is exactly why they have the automatic icing. Because they would have driven him right through the boards in an attempt to retrieve the puck. Ryan McDonough had the step, but there was a Red Wing right behind him, and he would have absolutely been driven right through the boards.
Speaking of rule changes, I learned something that I did not know at my Luke Robitaille luncheon. You know,
go on.
The rule change where you cannot use your hand to pass the puck on a faceoff.
Yep.
They apparently instituted that rule in large part because of Jarrett Stoll, who used to play for the Kings and did that a lot to his great benefit.
Yeah.
And
why wouldn't he?
Yeah, I didn't know that he was kind of responsible for that he was doing it so much. They're like, you know what? Let's change that rule.
It's a good rule. I mean, hand passes are not allowed anywhere else, and that's essentially what that was. But the Red Wings are playing very well, but need to find some offense here. It's a tough task to get 5 past Vasilevsky.
True. Very true. You think he's allowed 5 this year in a game?
Oh, yeah. I'll look up his game log here.
Almost a penalty there on Tampa Bay. Dropped his stick, though.
5 twice this season. October 19th against Ottawa and November 27th against the Washington Capitals.
Oh, speaking of the Capitals, did you see that they have no players in the 4 nations?
I mean, it's a product of the roster they've built and the countries they're from, right? So
yeah, and it just surprising.
You have different, yeah, but it's that's one of the things I don't like about the tournament is that it's kind of an unfair rest and risk for different teams, and we will be talking about this in the second period of the upcoming show. So, yeah, some teams are sending a lot of people, and other teams are literally sending none.
That is, yeah, that's quite the rest for that team. That is just,
yeah. Well, you're already a great team, and here's 2 weeks off.
They're a great example of, oh boy, oh, ooh, Detroit almost got one in. Tarasenko trying to figure out how he didn't score there, I guess. Nice little pass from DeBrincat. Oh man, it was on top of his. It was on top of his pad and kind of bounced the other way. Interesting.
Got some silky mitts. That DeBrincat.
I was just going to say that the Caps are a great example of just you don't know, man. Like, I thought they'd be okay, but this team, man.
Well, yes, ultimately, but because they're doing well. But I look at them much the way I look at the Minnesota Vikings from the NFL. They surprised everybody with a great regular season, and it didn't go anywhere. So I'm not saying Washington hasn't earned their success, but I will still be surprised if they go deep in the playoffs. The Eastern Conference, when I look at just on paper, has some better teams. So I think they would have a tough time going through Florida or Tampa or Carolina, potentially the Rangers if they get their act together. But, man, the Rangers are running out of time. It'll be interesting to see if the Rangers miss the playoffs, how many people get fired and how much of a roster overhaul there is, because that is way too good a team to miss the playoffs.
I saw some story. I should have clicked on the link. There was some story about, it was it Pete DeBoer and Bruce Cassidy? I guess they're part of the Team Canada coaching staff or whatever, and they did not want Logan Thompson on the team because of their experience with him in Vegas. I should have clicked on it. Maybe I'll go back and check that out, but I thought that's interesting. What was wrong with Logan Thompson in Vegas? But and can they I guess they have a say over,
well,
the players picked, but I mean there's a GM for that, and I don't know.
Right, but it's the guys they picked. I mean, look, Canada's going to do just fine because of the roster of talent they have.
No, their goaltending isn't great. I mean,
no, but they're going to be able to score goals in bunches. They're not going to try and win games 3-2. So they'll be fine. And their goaltending it's good. It's not great, but it's good. But if that's the case, then that's seems very petty. Unless it's some, the guy's having a great season and has obviously earned the honor. But
just had a little update there from the Carolina-Utah game. I think that was Kirill Velmelka with an unfortunate try to clear it out of his own zone and ended up.
Oh, you got to bury that rebound, sir.
Ended up putting it on the other team's stick and giving up a goal.
Always a good idea to wander out of the net and try and play.
Did you see the Evan Bouchard giveaway? Oh boy, into the boards. No penalty.
No arm up, yeah. I did not see the Evan Bouchard.
You know the old thing they like to do where they'll just blindly kind of drop it back for the player to skate up with it on the power play. Well, he just dropped it for McDavid. Didn't bother to notice that there was a Avalanche player there who said thank you very much and went in and scored. That was a hell of a game, by the way, that Oiler Avalanche game.
Yeah, that was
some talent on display in that one, boy.
Yep. That was one of our games to watch this week.
And it's regular season and it's just a few games, but Marty Necas is working out okay for Colorado so far.
Yes, and so was Rantanen. And I believe we have a question in our chat there about the likelihood that Rantanen signs with the Hurricanes. I say it is very good. How likely do you think it is that he re-signs, Eddie?
Oh boy. Whew. Tampa Bay had a chance in front and couldn't pull the trigger on that. I think it was Chernak.
First good save of the day for Detroit.
I don't know. It's a good question. If I were him, I think I'd like to see what was out there.
Well, but the thing that gets to me is, as I said at the time, I don't think Eric Tulsky makes that trade without a plan in place to retain him.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure he has a plan, but
he knows the number that he wants. And if you're Rantanen, this is a cup contender. And if they're going to give me the money I want and I can chase a Stanley Cup, seems pretty good. Yeah, I can probably get more money on the open market, but is the team going to be any good? And that comes down to what's important to him. He has a Stanley Cup ring, so he may be looking at pure cash.
Yeah, I know. That's why I say he wants to see what's out there. He could still always re-sign with Carolina, but why not, hear what else is available?
They are, of course, the only team that can give him an 8th year. So no matter what he gets in the open market, the total value. Oh, my goodness.
DeBrincat. This one's not over yet. Nice.
That was a beautiful rush right there.
Nice little
bad turnover.
Nice little interception, and then the finish.
Darren Radish. Awful.
Right over the pad. Boop.
When you're getting aggressively forechecked, it's never a good idea to go to the backhand. Make the safe play.
All right, Detroit, we're back in it. Let's go. 24th goal of the season for the Cat, leading the team.
And we're getting a delay so the top line can get back out there. Veteran move from Cam Talbot. My skate. He probably, Alex Lyons saw Talbot come to the bench and thought, oh, God, I have to go back in the game. I'm not prepared. We know. Let's go E-Bug.
Oh, the E-Bug. I had to explain that to My guy that invited me to the lunch, he did not know what that was. We were not Cam Talbot. Darcy Kemper, him and his wife just had a child, and he was not at practice the other day when we were there at the practice facility getting ready for the lunch there, and we were watching the team practice, and they're like, "Who's this goalie out there?" And I'm like, "I think that's the E-Bug," and he's like, "What's the E-Bug?" I was like, "Oh, you don't know about the emergency backup goalie?"
Clearly not, sir, or
Yeah.
I wouldn't have asked you what's the E-Bug. Every sport should have something like that.
It is one of the most unique things in all of sports, that's for sure.
We've got the emergency backup quarterback sitting here ready to
Some
play.
guy. Hey, you play for either team.
Right. I'm just ready to go. You let me know. Yeah, I played a little college ball, the Uncle Rico of the community.
There we go, Detroit. Now,
I don't want to say Tampa went to sleep after the first period, but they have been poopy here in the second.
well, you mentioned their few shots on goal, and they are not getting many.
No, they've been chasing the entire
Ooh.
third or second period here.
Detroit, I think their way they're going here, they could draw a penalty here before the end of the period. Oh, they are peppering them. Oh, I'm good.
I just heard you the pain there.
Yeah, it's just
Tampa does play tomorrow, and they play the Montreal Canadiens, and it's back home. It's in Montreal, so they got a little flight after the game. And based on the energy level they're putting out here, Montreal's got to be licking their chops. Plus, they're not going to get Vasilevsky.
Who will they get, Doug?
Well,
like Jonas Johansson or something like that.
Brandon Halverson will be getting the start most likely. I say again, Brandon Halverson.
I say who?
They do have Jonas Johansson, so he could. It's either one of those two, but Halverson is the backup today. And they may be specifically scratching Johansson because they know he's starting tomorrow.
So they're carrying 3 goalies?
That's correct. 4 shots on goal so far here in the second period for the Lightning. 19 for the Red Wings. And we still have 2:33 to play.
We'll be getting to your comments here at the conclusion of the period.
A lot of red in that arena. A lot of red and white.
That makes sense.
Yep. Alex DeBrincat's only played 728 of this game. Seems like he's made an impact in every second of it. Oh, that's a trip.
Oh, he just no call.
Come on, what the hell?
It was. I mean, he was right there. He was literally right there. The referee.
And Cernak's asking him, "What the hell, man? You're missing a hell of a game, ref." That's got to be an awful feeling for Darren Radish. You turn the puck over, and now you're chasing the dude. You can't catch up to him, and he scores a goal.
Well, we got a commercial, so we can look at some of the comments here.
Goff saying that play was not rad by Radish. It was just ish.
Alex says this could be a 2-2 game if Lyon hadn't been asleep.
Yeah.
Kevin was talking about the hand pass for the face-offs. He says that it's like the Eagles and the tush push. They need to change that rule.
Yeah, I don't know how you change it though, because a QB sneak is always going to be allowed.
Just
And
can't push them. Can't.
but that'd be very. I mean, it'd be very tough to enforce or find. What is a push? If you're behind the player,
I do kind of like it when the running back is like at the 3-yard line, and then the offensive linemen all come in there and fly in and push him into the end zone. I kind of like that.
yeah. I mean, that's the old rugby scrum, right? The just the mob of people, but it'd be very difficult to enforce. I think that's the problem. It's easy to say ban it, but it's the how do you ban it and still be fair to a guy advancing.
Kevin is the big Flyers fan. He says hopes that Torts will be gone.
Yeah. What did you think, Kevin, of the Frost and Farabee trade? Would you have liked to seen a different coach with those guys to see what they could do under somebody that's not a red ass and actually plays rookies, lets them make mistakes and learn from their mistakes without punishing them? Or had you seen enough from those two dudes and the change was welcome?
Alex says unless the Canes offer Rantanen $14 million, he'll be a UFA.
I think they will. And like I was saying before, there was a goal that interrupted it. Because of that 8th year, so let's say he gets $14 million on the open market, but the Hurricanes are only offering him $12 million. That 8th year still makes a $12 million contract more valuable to him long term than the $14 million deal he would get from other teams, especially depending on the tax status of those other teams. Let's not let Braden Point sit around the net unmolested.
Dusty says Rantanen whining about how he was going to take less money to stay in Colorado makes me wonder how much he required or requires from Carolina. I mean, yeah, he said that, but he didn't say how much less.
Well, yeah, plus actions speak louder than words, right? It's easy to say that.
Put a number on it.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine if I would have signed there for 11 million? What? We traded him? All I wanted was my own parking space. I hope he hits free agency. Believe me, the Ducks got a ton of cap space and could make him a very lucrative offer, but he wouldn't probably come here. But it would be interesting to see the bidding that he would get on the open market. Him and Mitch Marner, if both of them make it to free agency, oh boy, be the John Tavares situation all over again, where people are following his every movement. He's flying to Dallas. It's just a holdover, folks. He's changing planes. He's on his way to Nashville. I remember they had, because John Tavares' agent was near where I worked at the time when he was a free agent. And I remember that Sportsnet and TSN had reporters staked out outside of his agent's building, waiting for any news or getting any reports of him coming and going. And I thought, what an absolute lunacy to do this, that as if him walking into his agent's office is somehow newsworthy. No kidding. He's a free agent. That's the end of the second period.
Was that Pat Brisson?
No, it was. I'll have to look it up. Look it up real quick.
Oh, they're showing. Oh, PK Subban is analyzing the David Pasternak suit. Just what you tuned in for.
Mm-hmm. Well, if anybody's going to analyze it, that's the guy.
I suppose. I'm sure he loves it.
Oh, of course.
Looks like pajamas. All right, so should be a good third period here coming up. Been a pretty good game so far.
Yeah, very good. I mean, you can't ask for much better than this. David Amber. That was the man.
I thought that was a sports reporter, David Amber.
Yeah.
I was talking about who was the agent.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's Pat Brisson is the guy who lives here in Southern California, I think.
Well, it was the CAA, right?
Yeah.
So that's who it was. And their offices were right outside 20th Century Fox Studios. And I would pass by them every day on my way from the bus to work. And I saw those guys. I'm like, what the hell's he doing here? Because as one of the few people in Southern California that would recognize David Amber out of context. And then it occurred to me. And then I looked it up and I'm like, what a waste of time. Shouldn't you be digging through someone's trash looking for injury updates?
Wow.
They've done that. Canadian media. Remember who was it that was injured that they weren't giving updates and they were digging through the trash of the family looking for.
I remember they called somebody's mom. I don't remember.
Yeah, they were digging through the trash. Yeah. It's
Elsewhere,
just a hockey game, folks. Don't look that much into somebody's personal health.
The Devils lead the Canadiens 2-0 after 2 periods in Montreal. Got Jesper Bratt with his 17th of the year. Is it Paul Cotter?
You tell me.
I think that's his name.
Carolina taking it to the Utah Hockey Club. The Mammoth.
No.
Yeah, he's got some bad clams.
Sebastian Aho with a couple of goals.
Yep.
Seth Jarvis with a couple of goals.
Mikko Rantanen is a healthy scratch.
Healthy scratch?
Obviously not, but you know what I'm saying. He's scratched. He's not playing.
Mm-hmm. He is not.
He played 20 minutes 2 nights ago. So I did not hear tell of an injury to him. We will see if he shows up at the Four Nations tournament for Finland.
Yeah, I guess Crosby's hurt. We'll see if he plays for Canada or not.
I mean, if I'm the Penguins, absolutely not. It's kind of like I look at this like this last weekend of games, like my parents did when I was sick as a kid.
If you can't go to school, you can't go to the party.
That's right. If you're too sick to go to school, you're too sick to play. I don't want to see you going outside. No, let's go. No. You're too sick. You're too hurt to play this weekend. You're too hurt to play in the Four Nations tournament. Period.
Yeah, well, I'm not disagreeing with you, but
I want to play.
I'm pretty sure Sidney Crosby's calling the shots here.
Not without his jockstrap.
No, don't wash it.
If you dropped that thing into a bubbling pot of nacho cheese or some incredibly hot liquid, I think souls would fly out of it like in the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That is really weird. The souls of the defensemen that he beat for goals?
Yeah, all the people he's posterized and made fools of, the goalies and defensemen he's made look foolish over the years. They would finally be free. They could finally be at rest.
Be at rest. Kevin says, answering your question about Tortorella, he says, I would have thought that Frost and Farabee would do much better in Calgary. I can't tell you about how our return is because they have yet to play due to visa issues. Wow.
Yeah, I hate that about trades between Canada and the United States teams.
He said it was kind of known that both those guys had issues playing under Torts. They're now enjoying a breath of fresh air. And he's also commenting on the Pasternak suit. What the hell is that suit? He says, oh, it's a clown suit that he had on. It did kind of look kind of clownish, a little bit. Dusty says, this tournament better be absolutely outstanding the way everyone has been seemingly required to talk about it during broadcasts.
That is correct. You are...
As they're doing now on the ABC broadcast.
Yeah, and required is exactly right. They are broadcasting the games, so they are telling you how great they're going to be because they want you to tune in and watch. Let me put it this way. I don't know anybody that isn't being paid by the NHL or one of their broadcast partners that is excited about this tournament. And I know quite a few hockey fans, and I don't know anybody that's like, man, I really can't wait to see this. That should be some great hockey.
What do you think the jersey ad there is for the Red Wings? Priority with a P.
I'm
going to go insurance.
That's a great, I mean, that's just the catch-all. That's the easy one.
Could be a security company.
No, I would say I'm going to go, well, it would be too regional. I was going to say shipping, but that would be too regional. I mean, you would use a national chain. Nobody's going to go with priority over that. So yeah, it's 100% insurance, I would say.
Well, they're only wearing it on their home uniform, so that could be a local thing.
We have an answer. It's
Already?
a trash company. Which means they could still be insurance. Could just mean they're a trash company.
Yeah. Alan is correct. And Alan says, by the way, he's excited about the Four Nations. Priority is Michigan's fastest growing collection service provider.
What the hell would they be advertising for?
Providing trash, recycling, yard waste.
Well, Alex, what are you looking forward to? Which team are you going to be rooting for? And yeah, just I'm glad you're excited. What do I care? You know, I hope it's great. I'm with Dustin on that. I hope it's a great tournament that we all enjoy. But going into it, I'm not, because there's no history to it, obviously, and it's not the Olympics, which are next year. So I'm much more looking forward to the Olympics next year. But what are you looking forward to about it? Which team are you going to be rooting for?
And where are the Winter Olympics next year?
That's a good question. Italy?
Was there a question mark at the end of that?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but
that sounds right.
Dustin says it's on both home and road jerseys, and the Tigers advertise them on the wall. It's a trash company. What option do you have? Keep it?
That is a little odd.
I mean, I put the trash out. Somebody comes and gets it once a week. I don't care who.
Do the Ducks have a company that that advertises on the jerseys?
Oh yeah. I couldn't tell you who it was.
You don't know who it is?
No, I don't.
The Kings have, I think it's Mercury Insurance on the home jerseys, which is car insurance, and then the other one is something called like Iron Bow, and I have no idea what that is. The road jerseys.
I think that's a beer.
I don't think so. I got to look now. I mean, it sounds like an exercise piece of exercise equipment. Work out with the iron bow every day and you will sculpt your body.
If you got a door, you got a gym. Hook the iron bow up to this door jamb and get to work, you lazy bastard.
It is a IT Solutions Iron Bow Technologies.
Well,
Next generation solutions provider. Well, that narrows it down.
yeah.
I need some solutions. Well, you need Iron Bow. Okay.
I need next generation solutions.
Oh.
Again, iron bow.
All right. Well, it made me look it up, I guess. That's they wanted.
That's exactly what the point of the advertising is.
Yeah.
We've looked up priority. I now know next time I'm in Detroit and I have trash, I'll make it a priority.
Big Lou, everybody. Big Lou is in the house. And he says, let's do that hockey. Good morning, Big Lou. For 5 more minutes.
I'm looking up who the Ducks jersey sponsors are. Western National Property Management. I've always seen the W, and I didn't know what it was for. There you go.
Alan says, Team USA mostly just keen to see the players I love from Vegas and Detroit representing their countries. I need to acquire a USA number 9 Eichel jersey for Wallace. Oh. Okay.
We're getting a jersey for that'll be interesting to see the how well those sell. We got a Jack Eichel interview going on as they're coming up later to play.
As we were speaking of
Boston
Jack
Bruins.
Eichel. There you go. Yeah.
John Buccigross has embraced the gray.
Yeah, we were talking about that with Luke Robitaille. One day his hair was just white, and he was like, "Yep, this is what it is now." It was. I remember it was like it just like happened kind of suddenly with him, or maybe he was dyeing it and then he decided screw it, because it was like one day he was just like white hair, and I was like, man.
I can't tell from the backdrop what network is broadcasting the Golden Knights game today.
Well, that's what it's there for.
Oh, and they're talking about the Four Nations.
I was going to say, they're talking about the Four Nations.
I just don't want to get hurt.
I mean, everything. I don't think the players are just putting on a happy face. I think a lot of them really are excited to play in this. It seems to me. So
I'm sure that's the case. And that would worry me if I had a lot of players go into the tournament. I do not want anybody getting injured, obviously.
Showing the Lightning locker room and the backup goalie. Looks like he really looks like he's ready for a plate of nachos. He had the towel around his neck. He had the baseball cap on. He was just sitting there relaxing.
Yeah, he's got nothing to say.
Doing a great job there, Bessie. Keep it up.
Yep.
Especially on that team, man. That guy's always playing.
Yeah.
Are you going to be on a cruise where you can drive a little go-kart around and a little go-kart track?
No, I don't. We've never gone on those cruises because those ships, there's 2 different types of cruise ships at this point in the industry.
An amusement
ships like
park?
that,
yeah.
Right. Ships where the ship is the destination.
Mm-hmm.
You don't care where it's going. And then ships where you care where you're going and they're nice. They're very nice, but they don't have a theme park on the ship. Yeah, there's no roller coaster. There's no water park. There's no anything like that. So I prefer the one where you're going somewhere nice, and that's why you're taking the trip, as opposed to we're just going to float around on an amusement park for 4 or 5 days. both have their advantages, but having been on one of those trips, it is incredibly crowded. It's like being at Disneyland for the entire time because the place is packed. It's sold out. Everything's busy. That's one of the biggest lies of any cruise ship commercial is when they show you and Karen enjoying a toast at sunset in the hot tub. Get the F out of here. You're going to have 50 kids in that thing and or 3 adults from Arkansas that are the size of 50 kids. And either way, you're not going to be enjoying a toast at sunset.
My wife has poked her head in the door. Let me go see if she needs anything. I'll be right back if you don't mind.
Eddie's going to go have some cookies.
Yeah. Be right back.
All right. So while Eddie is gone, we have time to talk frankly. Let's see. Anybody have any questions or comments for me? Oh, Dustin Burns. Dustin, how many jerseys do you have of players that are no longer on the current team? And does the player have to play for the team for it to qualify for you? Because I believe you collect jerseys of players that were short-lived, players on teams that you don't usually think of them with. So, for example, you might have a Teemu Selanne Avalanche jersey. Does the player have to play, or can they be traded there in the offseason, never play, and you'd still get a jersey for them? So a lot of questions for you there, Dustin. Answer as many or as few as you want. You're not required to do anything. Yeah, I'm surprised Eddie's only on one soda. I think Sunkist is probably panicked right now that their stock is depreciating. It's past noon and Eddie's only on one soda. Injuries in this Four Nations tournament would be devastating. My goodness. I mean, we don't need that, obviously. So I think we're all hoping for that. I don't know what kind of masochist would you have to be rooting for injuries in a tournament like this. We want to see good hockey. I'm rooting for Team Finland just because I think they're kind of at a disadvantage due to the injuries to their blue line. So I'll be rooting for them, for the underdog, as we are back getting ready for the start of the third period. And it's AJ. I don't know how to say that last name because it was Malesko, I think. But anyway, she's on color commentary for the game. I don't watch a lot of national games. Whenever I watch a regional game, I prefer to watch a team's coverage. So to get their insights into the team as opposed to a national one that kind of paint a more general picture of the team and give you the over. I like to get a little bit more details from a home broadcast crew if possible. So we are back underway, and Sakatumi, if you've got a door, you've got a gym. That's great. Has Doug ever thought about being a copywriter? Oh, that was a ad that was for a gym back in the day, or a home workout device. And there was a guy at work that bought one when I was at Fox, and he hooked it up to his door at work, and he would use it to work out. I forget the name of the product, but that was their slogan. If you've got a door, you've got a gym. It was all tension cables and stuff like that. Hold on, everybody. Eddie's back. Watch your language.
Hello. Oh, and we're back playing hockey.
Do you remember the name of the company that had the slogan, if you've got a door, you've got a gym?
No. Do you?
No. Somebody said I should be a copywriter, and I was saying that was an actual ad. That was not something I came up with. But
was it that thing? It was the thing like had like some bands on it or something.
Yeah, it was tension bands that you hooked up to your door, and you could do a variety of exercises. Yeah, no kidding. I can do whatever I want with it. It's mine. I did have a pull-up bar in my door jam as a kid.
How'd that help?
I was fine.
Well,
I could do pull-ups all day long because I had no weight to pull up. Arms didn't have to be very strong to pull up 30 pounds. Trent Yawney, everybody. Why we're showing him, I don't know.
well, Leah Hextall is talking about him. That's why. I'm sure it is very insightful and interesting.
You're not a Leah Hextall fan, are you?
Is anyone?
Well, I don't know. I'm sure there's somebody.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
She's fine as a sideline reporter. That's her beat. When she was doing play-by-play, it was brutal. That's not her forte. And I believe in putting people in a position to succeed. And the network did not do that when they made her the play-by-play. As a sideline reporter, I have no problem with her whatsoever.
She is still talking about him, apparently. She's telling his life story.
Yeah, I'd be curious what could possibly be so interesting that they would say we need to have a report about an assistant coach, especially with such dynamic visuals of him just sitting there looking off into the distance, bored. Shots are 31-12. My goodness.
Oh, they're talking about broadcasters on the chat here, and Dusty said that he's a little tired of Ken Daniels, which I believe is I think it's the longtime radio broadcaster for the Red Wings, and Aranthos says heresy.
Woo-wee. Patrick Kane still got it, man. That was a great rush. Yeah, we were spoiled. Well, I was spoiled growing up in Southern California. I had the absolute best announcers for all local sports. I could watch a baseball game and hear Vin Scully. I could watch a basketball game and hear Chick Hearn. I could watch a hockey game and hear Bob Miller. Doesn't get much better than that in any sport. So I was spoiled rotten, and we certainly do not have that anymore. Any idea why the Kings got rid of Faust? I thought he did a good job. I liked his call.
Yeah, no, me too. I do not know. Yeah, it was odd, very odd. Unless it was just a money saving thing, but you're like, really?
Oh,
Ooh.
my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
We're watching
again.
the fireworks. Yeah, two deflections in close.
Somebody get on Gensel, for God's sake. Go knock him on his ass. Take the penalty.
Yeah, no.
Jesus.
That's like last night, the Kings Stars game. Matt Duchene was just, I'm like, somebody get that guy. He's constantly getting good shots. Someone stick with him. Don't leave him. Yeah.
The old Adam Sandler bit of who's guarding Wilt?
Well, Wilt had a bit of an advantage over his competition.
Yeah, but 100 points?
He could just reach up and poop. Yeah, Detroit lucky it's still a 1-goal game after that. My goodness. Well, that's why Tampa's good. They can get 14 shots, but they'll get something like that, and usually they finish on them, as they did in the first period, but not so much.
I asked
since.
Dustin Burns how many jerseys he has. His entire collection is at 106.
Oh my God!
And
there it is.
That's ball game.
That's you, my man. Oh, the Duke. The Duke.
Hot damn, his family there in attendance, loving it. What a moment.
How about that?
What a moment. Get that puck for him.
First NHL goal for those of you that may not be
In his first NHL game, yes.
And he went to Michigan, so
Yep.
don't know if he's a Michigander.
He's going to celebrate with some Little Caesars pizza. No, he's not, because the place is going to be closed by the time he gets out of the game. Good for him.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Dustin says he has 40 jerseys with names on them.
Goodness,
and
man.
the only ones that are on their current teams are Roman Yossi and Chris Letang. There you go.
Impressive.
Yep.
You have a whole closet just for your jerseys.
Yes. 106 is. You would need to set up a like a dry cleaner conveyor belt in your closet so they could all fly past you and you could see them.
Dylan Duke was born in Strongville, Ohio.
That's a suburb of Weekville. There are a lot of NHL players playing this season that have played every game and have no goals. Dylan Duke has played for less than 46 minutes and has a goal. And I think that is the Eddie Garcia death nail.
You're
not getting six past Vasilevsky.
Very unlikely, yes, of course. And now if you're Tampa Bay, you're like, well, we've got enough goals, boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Couple of Lightning fans there loving it behind the net.
Yep.
They're showing the picture of his family.
Luckily, none of them were in the crapper.
Yeah. They're all looking on their phones, probably getting texts from friends. We just saw you on TV. We saw the goal.
What have you done with your hair?
Why are you wearing a hat that has the name upside down in your hat? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't either. Julius would like to know who your favorite Ducks player is that never played for the Kings.
I mean, I've said before, hard not to like Teemu Selanne.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one. There's no other. That's the only one. You can't dislike that guy.
He also wants to know who my favorite King is that never played for the Ducks. And I bet you can guess, Eddie.
Sean Avery?
No, that's my favorite King just because I love that he is a former King. I love bringing him up to Kings fans. That jackass.
Is this like a legitimate answer? Well, I mean, I would guess the Kings version of Teemu Selanne is Anze Kopitar.
No. Frankenstein can beat it.
Oh my God. What a jerk.
Jarome Iginla, my friend.
Okay. That makes sense.
That's the one guy I wish had played on the Ducks. I loved me some Jarome Iginla. Good Lord, there's a lady behind the Duke family drinking a thirsty 2-ounce Bud Light.
Well,
and she's getting every drop.
The game's not going the Red Wings way, so I'm going to have fun regardless. Look.
Oh, the thirsty 2-ouncer. Aranthos wants to know if we're ever going to get a Dave Mishkin alert again. Probably not, because Eddie does not work in the radio industry and have access to those calls. Is that correct?
Yes. Plus, I don't know how it would just be a huge pain in the ass to incorporate it into the shows that we're doing now. So I do enough work on these shows for
That's for sure.
very little pay. So
that's for sure.
Dr. Jules asks, are we both using the Blue Yetis? Is that
that's
cup?
your microphone? And
yes, of course. Sorry about that. Yeah, we are. It was recommended to me when I started doing the Lockdown LA Kings, and I said, okay. And it was relatively cheap and seems to work just fine. So yes, we are. I'm not sure how it came up, but Kevin said he was not a Hex fan anymore. Talking about Ron Hextall. After what he did in Philly as a player, he was too hot-headed for me. All right. Aranthos says that somehow rookies always get there first against the Wings, he says.
Yeah, believe me, there's a...
Dusty says the same thing. He says, I swear the Wings have allowed more debut goals than any franchise.
Well, I'll say this. The Ducks have a tendency to give that up a lot, but the one that I can guarantee you is if a former Duck is playing against the Ducks, they will have points that night. That's absolutely guaranteed. It happens every single time. Doesn't matter how good or bad the player was in the past. He's having a good night that night. It drives me crazy. And I always think, why'd we get rid of that guy? Kyle Palmieri, man, every year.
Yeah.
Every time. And he's one of those that I'm like, yeah, they didn't need that guy. All he does is score goals every year of his life, 20 plus goals. He's not going to lead the league, but he's productive. King's got one of those guys in this game, Eddie. Who is it that I'm always baffled? Why'd they get rid of him again?
You're not talking about Cernak, are you?
I am.
Well, they didn't get rid of him. He never signed with them. So,
well, they had his rights.
Well, he still has to sign. I mean, you can't force him to do it.
Did they trade him though?
Yeah, because he told them he wasn't going to sign with them. So
there you go. That should not, I mean, if we're going to have a draft, there should be no loopholes for players to get out of it. If you wait 3 years, you can go back in the draft as a college. No, we drafted you. If you want to play in the NHL, you play for us. That's the point of the draft. Good Lord, what a release from Jack Hughes.
He makes it look very effortless.
Yeah. Can you imagine growing up? Well, I mean, with youth hockey being what it is, they went to juniors, played somewhere else. But growing up around the Hughes family must have been a real hoot trying to play hockey against him. You never saw the damn puck.
Yeah, like the Stalls.
Yeah. And the Sutter family must have been a real hoot for a variety of reasons.
Well, they were the whole team. So,
and what a jovial family they were.
Yep.
Good God, did your dog just die? You all look like you just sucked on a lemon.
5 goals on 17 shots for Tampa Bay. It's productive, efficient, I guess.
And none of them on the power play.
Ooh, no trip.
No, that was on him, the defenseman.
I've seen a lot of those calls where the guy who clips the feet gets called.
He was hamming it up.
Hamming it up.
Yeah, he was trying to
delicious ham.
He backed into him, and then flopped. Oh, we have a Mighty Ducks jersey.
Oh no.
Why would you wear that, sir?
Great question.
I think Detroit as an arena, certainly the old Joe Louis, more guilty than any other arena of having the jackass fans that turn around and wave at the camera. The Joe Louis Arena was famous for it because of the angle. They knew they were going to be on TV, and some guy down in the front row just did it. Like, if you can afford a front row seat, you can afford to have some dignity.
People love being on TV, Doug. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Have those in between, not that I really watch them, but the in between intermission reports there, and the Kings have it in the concourse, and those people are all just back there wanting to be on TV. Can't get enough of it.
It's never grown old. Like, it's something that was probably the first thing when TV was first invented. People were fascinated to see themselves on TV.
And it's people of all ages.
And 80 years later, they're still doing it.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, look at me. Yeah. What about it? I mean, and well, the Lightning have certainly locked things down defensively. The Red Wings are not getting nearly the chances.
Yeah, it certainly seems like that. Yeah. And just throwing it from distance on Vasilevsky is just not going to work.
That's just padding his save percentage.
That's right. 34 shots on goal for Detroit.
The entire team has played well except for the goaltending and a few defensive miscues here and there. But for the most part, you play like this offensively most nights, you're going to do just fine, but not tonight. Go Bruins.
Lauren says nobody likes scoring on the Pens like former Penguins. I guess everyone kind of feels like, well, you notice it.
You notice that.
You notice it when it's the guy on the other team. You're always like, oh no, that guy.
Yep.
Dr. Jules says, so for the Utah situation, can they choose any name that is currently in the running, but they can still use a Yeti creature adjacent logo? I don't know.
I think they've committed to one of those three. They've said it's going to be either the Outlaws, the Mammoth, or the Hockey Club. And of the three, Mammoth, for me. You got a preference of those three, Eddie?
Yeah, those. I think I hate Outlaws. I don't know why. I just think that's not a fan of that at all. So it's Mammoth or nothing.
Mammoth or nothing. Well, when I think Outlaws, I think Utah.
Yeah.
What an absolute... it's the Deadwood of the United States.
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy
than Salt Lake City, Utah.
We must be cautious.
And if you don't know, that is a quote from the movie Cats.
Yeah.
James Corden said that line. Eddie's favorite actor. Aranthos, you're absolutely right. EA Sports NHL 2018 creating their logos. I said that Outlaws logo looks like the create a team option when you go into a video game. 100,000%.
I haven't seen it, but is it just like a guy with a cowboy hat and the bandana
Correct.
over his nose? Oh,
Correct.
God.
The mascot's going to rob people throughout the game. That would be awesome. Empty your wallets. Jewelry wallets.
Give me your popcorn.
Big Lou, I will not be at the game tonight. So no, Eddie will be at the game tonight. As a fan, Eddie?
No, not as a fan. A fan on the inside, media person on the outside. Shh, don't tell anyone.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll never figure it out. You've kept it very well hidden. Every game at this point could be the last game with the Ducks for Trevor Zegras, according to a variety of reports.
Oh,
they're still taking calls. Phone lines are open. They will regret that the minute they trade him. Because once he goes to a coach that actually knows how to coach, that dude's going to be great. He's never going to be a good defensive player, but there's value in having somebody like Teemu Selanne who just worries about scoring goals every time he goes over the boards.
No.
Not everybody has to be a two-way 200-foot player. Oh, the Red Wings are putting what they got into this this portion of the game here, trying to get that back within one goal. But
kind of now or never.
Yep.
Mm.
Reminds me of the joke when the first NFL behind the scenes all season thing, the LA Rams, all or nothing. Spoiler alert, nothing. They were terrible that year with Fisher.
Jeff
what was
Fisher.
his first name? Jeff Fisher is their head coach. Jared Goff's first year.
Kevin's in favor of the Stormin' Mormons for the Utah Hockey Club. Lauren says the Outlaws logo looked like an ECHL logo.
Yeah. It was, I mean, much like the names on the arenas. We can call them whatever we want. Of course, they'll have an official name, but you know, the Broad Street Bullies were not an official name, but that was kind of a way to refer to them. So if we want to come up with the Stormin' Mormons or something, if we want to call them the Yeti, nothing. I think everybody's going to know who we're talking about. I've got a great idea for a commercial. Here,
talking pigeons.
Talking pigeons. Now, they're outside an apartment commenting on the great television options inside that apartment. Will this be cheap to do? Absolutely not. We will need some high-end graphics to get recorded to talking pigeons.
Yep.
As somebody that does commercials for a living, I can tell you, I am absolutely baffled by the majority of the decisions that get approved.
Dylan Duke is still smiling, literally, on the bench.
Yep.
And why not?
Yeah.
This will be a day long remembered.
Well, if he ever comes to the Ducks, I will 100% get his jersey.
The Duke?
Yeah. Of course, that's assuming the Anaheim Ducks team store is willing to sell it to me. It has to be an active player, sir. He's on the ice.
Is he still coaching? Do you know?
I believe so.
Jason
I believe so,
LaBarbera?
yeah.
Dusty wanted to
Look
know
it up.
if we knew the voices of the Pigeons. Is he, are you saying it, Dusty? Like, you know? I don't know who the voices of the Pigeons are.
Oh, if they paid money for celebrities to do the voices of the Pigeons, they should be absolutely
Well, they do have one.
tarred and feathered.
They do have one because there is a commercial where it's Deion Sanders.
What?
Yeah.
For DirecTV as a talking pigeon?
Yeah. He's got a little cowboy hat on.
Oh my God. What a waste of money.
Is that who
DirecTV is hemorrhaging cash.
I didn't even know
And they're
that's who
pissing
the
away money
commercial
on
was
that?
for. Apparently so.
Jesus.
Dusty claims that the voices of the Pigeons are Henry Winkler and Steve Buscemi. And
I don't doubt him,
yeah.
but that's an absolute waste of money.
Oh, man. Empty net, by the way, for Detroit as they're desperately trying to get closer on the scoreboard. 5-3, they are down with a little over 3.5 to go.
No.
Oh, boy.
Look at this guy, Nikita Kucherov.
Yeah.
My God.
Cherry picking.
Yeah.
You have enough goals. Cooch, come on now.
Hey, guys, I'll be down at the other blue line if you get it. Let me know.
He's
Holler
still,
at me.
He's here I go. He's down there now. Here he comes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got
crap.
to fly in the zone immediately.
I got to come back now and play a little act
I
like
gotta
I'm
act
playing
like I'm
defense.
playing
Yes,
defense.
exactly.
But I'm ready to fly at a moment's notice.
Yep. There you go.
Oh.
Shoot the puck, boys. I always say on net. I should have said on net.
Oh, I think he hit his own teammate in the goodies. Dylan Larkin. Friendly fire. Holy mackerel.
That's your buddies.
Yeah.
Yep. I think you're right. You okay? No.
Yeah.
I
You
am
can't
not.
help me, Doc. Call my wife. She's the only one I will allow to examine the injured area.
And
There you go. Cherry
that'll
picking
do.
daddy. Oh, it was Hagel with his second goal of the night.
Yeah, Kucherov couldn't stay out there forever. Finally had
Yeah.
to come off the ice. And that will be that.
Oh, my apologies.
Oh, cup check. I mean, you got to at least say you're sorry, right, on that shot?
Oh, of
man?
course. Of
Jeez.
course.
Hey, man. Sorry about that. You all right?
Imagine if that was JT Miller against Elias Pettersson.
Take that, you little bastard.
Yeah, sorry, my ass.
Get out of the way. Yeah, that Brendan Hagel had a great game against the Kings a few weeks ago. He was all over the place, got a couple of goals. Underrated.
Their whole roster is just a very well built team, man.
Oh, Kevin wants to know if we're ever going to hear the Grandma Fiddler on the show again. I will, you know what? If there's a way, I will try and make that happen. That one that's a special one.
Yep.
And it's, it's just one soundbite. It's not, like trying to play a bunch of them in a show, like a bunch of highlights or something. Dusty says that Hagel never fails to score when I'm watching. Adrian Kempe, another guy like that. So annoying.
You would think that Hagel would catch wind of this and pay you to watch the games.
I'm sure Dusty would be okay with that. Lauren sent a message, but it's been redacted.
Oh, no.
She had something inappropriate to say about Dylan Larkin's injury.
You got to be a pretty good shot to get him in the goodies. This place is clearing out. I know from experience, and Dustin Burns can back this up. Parking is a premium there in downtown Detroit. So these people are heading out to go get to their cars and get out of there. Oh, Detroit is not a big city. Everything is very close by to each other there. The Little Caesars Arena, the Tigers Stadium, and the Lions Stadium are all very close to each other. And I can only imagine the difficulties in getting parking if there are ever two events at the same time, which I'm sure happens. That's the end of the game, folks. And the Detroit Red Wings head into the Four Nations break on a 6-3 loss. The Duke family loving it. Are we really going to have a fight here after the game? Get off the ice, folks. A little bad blood here at the end for some reason. I don't get it.
Yeah. JD and Rocky, off topic. Do you guys think Ovi will keep scoring and beat the record this season? Doug says no. I say I think it could happen.
Well, I think it could. It's not going to. I don't think it's very likely at all, of course, but it's possible. Edvinson wants somebody.
Ethan says, thanks for hosting the watch party. Thank you for joining us, Ethan, and everyone else.
Yeah.
Who took the time to say hello and watch. Oh, Dusty had free parking because he worked for the Tigers for 20 years. That's a nice gig if you can get it.
Oh, my. That is, yeah, that's worth its weight in gold down there.
Hey, the fans in the background.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, a convincing win.
Yeah.
Eddie, who are your 3 stars of the night?
Well, you got to go with the Duke for one of them just because for his first goal, right?
Yep.
Give him that. Now they're interviewing him now on the bench. He's got the hockey smile. Very nice. I can't believe it. 10th Lightning skater with a goal in his debut. Wow, that seems like a lot.
So he's your 3rd star of the game. Who's your 2nd star of the game?
I don't know. Braden Point and Brandon Hagel he had 2 goals. I'll give him the 1st star.
I go Alex DeBrincat. He had a great game, goal and 2 assists. He's my 2nd star. And Brandon Hagel, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points on the night. He's your number 1 star. So Dylan Duke, Alex DeBrincat, and Brandon Hagel as your 3-2-1 stars for the game. Well, thank you all for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will come back and join us in a future watch along. We will not be doing this next week because there are no NHL games next week. So
it's a good reason. Yeah.
It'll be a while before I'm back on the mic. It'll be a month, as a matter of fact.
Well, Jeff Ponder has agreed to fill in for you for the 2 weeks that you're gone. So we are very thankful for that.
Very good.
And if he wants to join on the watch party, then I'll talk with him about it. And if he does, then we'll continue while Doug is on a sea cruise.
Yep.
Coming up.
Loving it.
All right.
Can't wait. And thank you all. Enjoy the Four Nations. Enjoy the hockey break if you're taking it off and using 2 weeks to reconnect with your family and friends. And for that 2 weeks, it's going to be very interesting to see how the tournament goes. And we have a very good guest in the second period this week to preview the Four Nations tournament. So look forward to that in the show this week.
All right, everybody, have yourselves a fine weekend. Again, thank you so much for joining. Thanks for those who participated in the chat. Hope you had fun. And like I said, won't have one next week, but after that, we'll let you know. And we will have more, though, as the season goes along. But thanks for doing this. Doug, we'll talk to you later. And that'll
talk
do
to you
it.
later.
That'll do it for this Puck Podcast Watch Party.